This video is designed to help you purchase a powered wheelchair. Now you do need to be more careful with a powered wheelchair than you do with a scooter because they're a little bit more clinical. We divide power wheelchairs into 4 types. Indoor, something like this, ideal for going around the house and garden, but with a proviso that I will come back to. Indoor-outdoor, signified by slightly larger wheels, larger batteries and a greater range. And then outdoor-indoor. Now if I move this one forward, the difference you can see is in the size of the caster wheels. To me, that makes the biggest difference in an outdoor chair, an outdoor-indoor. Finally, there are pure outdoor chairs which are quite large, very specialist, and we won't be going into those because it's a subject on its own. Okay, so starting with the pure indoor, the restrictions are usually battery size. I'm just picking this chair at random. I'm not looking to promote any particular chair, but it's very much of the type. Very small caster wheels, very small rear wheels, but very small in itself. It also comes apart quite easily to go in the back of a car to take to friends or relatives. But due to the small batteries, the range is very limited. The seating is nothing in particular. It's not designed to spend hours and hours in because it hasn't got any sort of specialist cushioning. It's just there to get you around a little bit, perhaps transfer to something else. It's also okay for going in the garden, providing the garden doesn't have any major obstacles. A good little house chair, but with limitations. Usually people want to go further afield once they've got a chair. This chair, a little bit larger, still small enough to get around the house, larger wheels all round, larger batteries, capable of going out of doors. Often these chairs have the option of curb climbers. Curb climbing is something, I always call it hit it and hang on. It's not pleasant for you, it's not pleasant for the machine, but if it's a necessity, they will do it. So this is a basic indoor-outdoor chair. Again, no specialist seating, the facility to put a cushion on though. Fairly crude, but does the job, and really was the forerunner of all the other chairs you ever see around. This is the outdoor-indoor chair, as opposed to the indoor-outdoor chair. The difference is a subtle one, but the first word describes what the chair is best at. Having said that, although this is an outdoor-indoor chair, you will find that it's only a couple of inches longer than the indoor-outdoor chair. Main difference is the casters, and the pitfall there is that the footprint that's in contact with the ground on the larger tyre is greater, which means that when the chair is trying to start a turn, there is more drag, which means that the chair can sometimes be a little bit hesitant. If, however, the environment you're in is quite large, even though it's your home, it can be used in the home, and a lot of people do that. It means that they can drive around the house and go straight out into the street and drive down the street. The other differences are these chairs have suspension on the back, they have larger rear wheels, much larger batteries, which means their range is greatly increased. Usually there are various options on the seating. Some of them can be quite complicated, and I'll come on to that in a moment. Backrests, armrests, very many variations on most of the models of chair of this type that you can buy. But this is a basic outdoor-indoor wheelchair. Now, also, as well as having specialist seating on these, there are indoor-outdoor chairs with specialist seating as well, and I will now show you that one. Okay, we're back to the indoor-outdoor chair, but as I say, nothing is as clear as it is with scooters. Now this particular chair, as you can see, is the same sort of configuration as the basic indoor-outdoor chair, but with some very good differences. This particular chair is equipped with, if I just switch it to seating, okay, we can raise the seat. That's the whole seat lifting up. Now, the manufacturers tend to say this is to allow you access to cupboards, to be useful in the workplace, things like that. I personally think that it's much better for someone in a chair to be at the same head height as everybody else. So I think the main use is actually in a social environment. You can get served at the bar for a start because you can be seen. As well as the seat raising, there are other options in that the backrest is electrically adjustable. Quite useful. Again, I find sometimes people don't change the relationship between the backrest and the seat that often. The more important one, this is called tilt in space. The beauty of this movement is, for example, if someone is being hoisted into a chair, it allows them to be lowered with their bottom right in the corner of the chair, and it stops the need for that rather undignified tugging on trousers to get the person into the right position. The other thing is, this just a minor change in the tilt will alter all the pressure points throughout the entire body, so it allows another system of pressure relief. These chairs can also be fitted with side supports, headrests, as you can see. You can even have electric elevating leg rests. These just elevate in the normal way, but electric is quite a good option. Now, also, you can see this particular chair is equipped with small casters, again for indoor use, allowing very easy turning on a sixpence. But this same chair can be fitted with slightly larger tyres that almost make it fall between an indoor-outdoor and an outdoor-indoor. Again, a little more difficult on carpet, much better performance on concrete and things like that. Suspension, and also separate brakes. Sometimes if these are tied down, which they have all the points for in a vehicle, the drivers want to put the brakes on as well. I mean, the chair is well braked anyway, but it's just another line of defence. So this gives an idea of the sophistication that you can get in these chairs. Also, with the controls, it is possible to have, obviously, left and right, even to the extent of having chin controls, head controls for people with less manoeuvrability. Okay, now another slightly different chair is the mid-wheel chair. I must confess I've not been a great fan of these until of late, and I'll come back to the reasoning behind that. As you can see, the drive wheels are in the middle of the chair, and it does sometimes give the appearance of making the chair much more compact. But if you compare it with the casters trailing, the chair's been going forwards, and the footrests, with any of the other chairs, you'll see there isn't any great saving. So why do people like them? Well, from a dealer's point of view, if you sit someone in this chair, because the wheels are almost directly under their spine, they often find that turning becomes much more natural to them, so they find it easier to learn to drive. But sometimes being easy doesn't mean it's the best option. You have the longer base, and in the earlier chairs, the way the suspension was set up meant that if you took it outside into the street and drove along the road, the chair would tend to rock. I always called it nodding, and it could make you feel very unstable. In the later chairs, particularly like this one, great attention has been paid to the design of the suspension, and that nodding is completely gone. It absorbs lumps and bumps very well, it climbs small curves very well indeed. This particular chair can be fitted with all the seatings that you saw on the other one. All that type of thing is available. Downside, just pay attention to the length and make sure that you've tried both chairs. Although this chair does move on its own axis, you can simulate that with a four-wheel chair just by learning to drive it. And really, the difference in learning to drive one of these and one of the other types is very minimal. And you just have a more standard form of chair. And I think that the four-wheel chair is more capable of rough ground than the six-wheel. So in conclusion with the powered chairs, do take professional advice from someone medical, a physio, OT, a dealer, to make sure you know what you're getting. If you have an illness that's going to be degenerative, and even if that's over a long period of time, do consider going for the more sophisticated chair. They do last a long time. They are very adaptable in width, depth, height. Lots of modifications can be made, even to the extent of plugging into the controller for environmental systems around the house. even accessing your iPhone from the chair as well. So think it through. Don't think about your needs now, think about what they might be in 5, 10 years time, even longer. Okay, so that concludes this video.